Look, man, all I'm saying is everything's too noob friendly now. So I'm down in Riverwood after the Helgen attack. Got lots of things stacked against me, as you can see. Grabbing Fendel as a follower. Always good to have followers. Here's Alvor beating the shit out of a bandit before she makes her way into the village. It's nice because the Wars in Skyrim mod allows for a lot more inter-NPC interactions. Alvor can handle himself though, as you can see. He just stands there. Alright, so I go and get every quest I can. Have this hottie bo body show me Bleak Falls real quick. Show me her Bleak Falls real quick. Ah, yeah. It's funny how you basically set Fendel and that chick up and then immediately ask him to go on extremely dangerous quests with you. I'm sure most people's games he ends up dying if he follows you. Something I want to say right here about setting all my skills at level 1 is it makes smithing a bitch. You can't even complete Alvor's quest right off the bat to simply make and improve a dagger. You can make the dagger, but for some reason you can't use the grindstone on it. Don't have a high enough level at level 1. So I'm thinking it's 10 or 15. I managed to get it up to 7 before I ran out of supplies and money to try any farther. So yeah, that's another thing. It's going to cause you to go hunting for leather if you want to level it up before you find someone that can actually train you in it. So yeah, pretty interesting thing about setting all your skills to level 1. So then I start making my way towards Bleak Falls, see if I can't clear the way a little bit. And I notice these dead rabbits up here and I'm like, well, something must have killed these. Gonna gather that meat real quick and we'll see what we have in store. And you see that dead wolf on the left back there, and there's what's causing all the commotion, is a goddamn troll. And these were kind of challenging at the beginning of the game on my master playthrough, so I'm a little afraid of him right here. And there's 3 guards taking him on. They all end up getting crushed by him, and he looks pissed. Me and Fendel are just freaking tagging him with those arrows. He ends up taking Fendel out, and I'm like, oh god. Yeah, he ends up taking Fendel out and chasing me all the way back into the village. And I essentially just ask every villager to help me take out this troll because I'm too much of a bitch at this point. Yeah, the poor dog ends up dead, unfortunately. Good old Fendel's back to help. Antley finally dies after about 1 or 2 minutes. My fire wasn't high enough to do anything to him, and trolls are only weak against fire, otherwise they just regenerate their health. So it basically took a whole bunch of us to take him down. And not without a few casualties either. Hod's dead, and I didn't show up, but the dog is dead too. So once again, I start to make my way back towards Bleak Falls Barrow. And along the way, there's this tower that's got some bandits in it, so I'm like, why not? I got Fendel with me, so it shouldn't be too hard. And right here is a good example of some of the PISE AI tweaking. Usually these early bandits will not be healing themselves with potions right off the bat, and it was pretty slick. The one person healed with a potion and backed off and then sent out that fucking barbarian. And you know what? You guys are right. Like, when you're playing as a stealthy assassin type, you shouldn't have the followers with you because they just give away your position. But any other type, they're taking the aggro away from your enemies. If you're playing on these hard difficulties, it's so helpful. But if you guys think it's cheap and you want me to stop using followers, then just let me know. I'll take any challenge. Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, this game, Soul Calibur 5, anything. Anyway, check out this sweet kill. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if that bandit would have popped off one more arrow at me, I would have been dead for sure. So that was kind of a risky move running into him like that, but paid off that time. I personally think it pays off to loot every chest you see. Takes 1 or 2 extra seconds, but it really builds up over time. So I managed to make my way up to Bleak Falls Barrow. And there's 3 guards, or bandits, I mean, up there. And essentially I'm going to let Fendel take the aggro at first and then jump in and do my thing. Don't think I'm being pussy, I'm being realistic, you guys. Starting off with level 1s. I mean, my one-handed and two-handed is basically at 20 now or something like that, but things are leveling up past me and all that, so I'm just playing this game because I want it to be strategic like a good RPG should be. Think about all the different powers you have. Basically, you want to use everything at your disposal at all times. And even these early bandits, I think, should start out as something that you kind of fear as a low-level character. My good buddy Fendel is just piling up bodies over there. Another example of the AI healing. To no avail, though. So now we'll finally be stepping inside Bleak Falls Barrow. I'm only going to highlight 4 of the fights in here because those are basically the hard parts. There's only 1 or 2 traps in here. The pressure plates are hidden. I don't show that very much because this is still just an early dungeon. And also something I want to mention too is that pretty soon a bunch of these mods are going to be doing the thing where they're going to be adding a lot more spawns inside of the dungeons. Wars in Skyrim already adds a bunch of spawn creatures and whatnot to the overworld, but they have yet to actually add more NPCs inside the dungeon. So that'll be interesting, and I'll keep everyone updated on that as soon as the goddamn creation kit comes out. Anyway, these first fights with the bandits are relatively easy compared to the Draugrs that you're going to meet later on. And those are where I'm going to be giving some more insightful tips and whatnot. But another thing right here, those of you playing with the torches, create shadows tweak, will know that there's a crash point right here. So real quick, I had to kill this, unload my save, turn off that mod, reload it, kill this guy, and then reload that save in there. Because I love that mod where torches create shadows. It just makes everything more immersive and everything, and you guys should definitely check it out. But yeah, that's a fix if anyone is experiencing a crash to desktop with that mod. The bandit that holds this torch is a little bit stronger than those other bandits too, so just be aware that he's got like 2 or 3 times as much HP. So anyway, after you take him out, something that I always like to do is give the torch to my follower, so that way you can still use what you want in your hands, and he'll more or less light the way for you. And if you want him to light up a specific part of the dungeon for you, you just command him to wait over there. It's pretty handy. This dungeon's actually fairly well lit just because it's, again, the first and probably easiest underground area. But if you're using the realistic lighting mod, you'll know that it's definitely handy to have some lighting here and there, otherwise you're just always going to be taken by surprise. Another point I'm going to bring up is about the difficulty. If I do decide to amp it up, I'm just going to amplify the damage I take. I'm not going to make the damage that the enemies receive any less, because I don't want it to just be a hacking fest where you're sitting there hammering the button. I'd rather have it be strategic, more like a Bushido blade kind of thing, where one of you dies in 10 seconds, no matter what, rather than just sitting there hammering the button for half an hour. Oh, and that guy, yeah, I just cut him down because I knew he was going to betray me. That can be cheap, but hey, I am an overlord. At least in terms of my knowledge of these games. Yeah, I tried to speed it up in key parts and edit it so that you guys wouldn't have to see too much of my menu browsing. Oh yeah, there's one of me getting killed. I forgot about that. But yeah, it just goes to show you that how hard this is. I mean, who dies in the first dungeon? I mean, yeah, anyway. As you can see, Fendel's just taking a bunch of the aggro. Just do what you can to back him up, tear through these guys as fast as you can while they're distracted. And if you'll notice, right here is when I need to start using health potions and whatnot. And I have a mod where it doesn't take effect immediately. It takes effect over a period of 3 seconds, so you'll have to think a little bit faster. But if you do your job, you'll still get some epicness going on. Once you get through the swinging blades, there's 3 Draugrs in the next room that'll come after you. And it's a pretty tough fight, so the cheap way that I decided to do it, not cheap, but the way I decided to do it was just have them run through the traps at you, and it seemed to work out pretty well. I tried to take a shot at the oil pot right there, but no avail. Alright, so now that they're out of the way, all that's next is the Draugr Warlord. I'm expecting him to come out right here, so that's why my bow and arrow's out already. And essentially just use obstacles to keep a distance between you and him. He shouts at me a little bit and it just staggers me. I can't remember exactly if in the vanilla version if it throws me back super far or if it's just a stagger. I don't know if the realistic physics has anything to do with that or what, but yeah. And then when he starts to put his aggro on your follower, that's when you want to bring out something a little bigger and put a few slashes into him. But yeah, if he hits you just 2 or 3 times, you're dead, so just be careful. The reason I play these ways is to get my heart beating a little bit more, you know? There's no way I'm going to be able to take on a dragon for at least a dozen levels. And to me that's exciting. I want to fear the dragons because they're huge godly things. I was a little reluctant to make this video because the creation kit is out tomorrow and I know there's going to be a huge wash of a bunch of new content coming out, and I'm just waiting on the edge of my seat to do that and show you guys what's up with that. But yeah, as you can see, get a little staggered right there, but just keep some distance between me and him. Another thing to note is because my skills are a lot lower as I'm leveling up, the game starts out really hard and then gets a little bit harder just because things are going to get leveled up a little bit beyond me, or beyond my skills rather, and then it'll start to plateau again towards a normal game. But that's when I'll add more difficulty multipliers and things of that nature. This is my third character I've started making. He's going to be more of just your straight up warrior. My first character was a stealth assassin. If you're interested in their states of play, just let me know and I'll throw up a vid. Anyway, see you on the next episode.